New car buyers might be having some sticker shock. Kelley Blue Book now says for the first time, the average price for a new car has passed $50,000. The pricing guide company reports that buyers paid just a little more than that in September. Industry experts say another jump could come with 2026 models. So here with more on what to do if you're in the market for a new car, President of the Greater Cleveland Automobile Dealers Association, Lou Vitt-Antonio. Lou, thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So what's your reaction to seeing new car prices reach $50,000? Is this something that you or the industry expected?
We have. I mean, unfortunately, vehicle prices have gone on the rise for a number of different factors for a couple of years, and it all leads back even to the COVID times. So it's been unfortunate, and then we got something added in a little bit with the tariffs, because you got to remember all the component parts, if they don't come from this country or something like that, go into the pricing, and it has put the vehicles at a high level.
And I wonder, how much choice do buyers have these days when it comes to avoiding all the extra features in some new cars? And does that make a difference in what they pay?
I think it all comes down to what the consumers are looking for. I mean, and needs and wants are two different things. So, I think as a consumer, if you're looking at a brand new vehicle, there's a couple of things that you're going to want to check out. First of all, shop, and that's what the dealers of the Valley can help you with. And then also, you got to figure out exactly what you need in your family. Either it's a full-size vehicle or just some basic transportation back and forth to work, or something that you're doing during the day. And that's going to feed into the decision, because quite frankly, an automobile is the second largest purchase that a person makes, second to a home.
How much of this price surge can be tied to the tariffs that we're seeing?
I think a little bit of that effect is coming in. It took a long time for the manufacturers to figure out what tariffs were on and what component parts, or the full vehicle coming from another country. And it has taken some time. We're seeing some of those effects now. I think a lot of it is adjustments, and I believe the factories, they want to sell cars. So if the vehicle prices get too high, ultimately consumers are going to say, hey, no. So they're doing the best that they can to manage through that, and dealers are trying to explain where those prices are coming into play, and ultimately it's taking its effect. But again, we just have to make sure you're comfortable as a consumer with what you're purchasing.
And how are the car dealers working with these prices? Have they seen a drop-off in new car buyers recently?
We actually haven't. We're actually a couple percentage points above the nation as far as our sales, in the Valley as well. What are car dealers doing? They're explaining what the consumer's options are. And we talk about maybe leasing, and it's a little bit more affordable. You're basically leasing a vehicle, renting a vehicle for 3 years. You have a lower payment because you're not paying for the vehicle up front. Or you can stretch your loan payments out a little bit further. There's some new legislation on buying that you can write off some of the loan interest from a federal level. So there's a lot of different little things that we can do to try and help in the situations that are being put forth. Or quite frankly, you can buy a used car. There's a lot of certified used cars out there, but those prices are up a little bit as well. So it just comes down to what you're comfortable with as a consumer, and the dealers are there to help.
Yeah, and this goes into my next question, actually. More people have decided to go with used cars in recent years. So what does the used car market look like amid the rise in prices?
Great question. The one thing that we're struggling from our side is that we ran through all those COVID years where we had a lot of limited production. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that there's not a lot of vehicles from that time that are coming back into the market used. That's what's putting a little bit of pressure on the used car market as well. So I think what the best thing to do is really narrow down your search, and then find a dealer in the Valley that has something that you like. Go to the store, test drive it, and do the things that you need to do to check it out. Dealers will provide you with a lot of documentation it's a different world these days about where the car's been, what's been serviced, and do your research. And quality used vehicles are another alternative for the consumers.
All right, Lou Vitt Antonio, thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Of course.